So here is where everything is at. I have my Texas hibiscus, and they're dated. And I have my dwarf marigolds. So I have 3 for the Texas hibiscus, 3 for the dwarf marigolds. They're on a heating pad. Yes, I have them under light. I'm actually turn the light off in a few minutes. I just didn't do it. Here I have my eggplant, and I have all the peppers under here. Technically, none of them need the lights right now, and they're just on because that's how I had them. And I will try and show you the setup. Now, I'm not going to tell you have to get grow lights, but they do come in handy if you're growing on the inside. So, this is a heating mat. For those that don't know, it's not a heating pad. So you want to look online for heating mats for your seedlings, and you will see something like that. And they do come in different shapes and sizes. Here are my seed trays. You can get these if you go to one of the big box stores or order them online. Sometimes they come with, they come just like that. They come with little trays in them. Yeah. So I'm going to tilt my camera up. Actually, I'm going to go up so you can see the top shelf. I have 2 sets of grow lights up here. And if you can look up there, I have 2 sets of grow lights up here. This is my Tiny Tim tomato plant. I have 2 of these. Actually, it's 4. 2 in the back. I actually just harvested off of this yesterday. Yeah, don't mind the other clutter. I just put stuff up there. But I have 4 shelves. This is a 4-tier shelf. So on these 2 shelves, I have something up there. It's spring cleaning, so I do need to take certain things out so I can get ready for seedlings everywhere. Right now, this is the only row that is actually seedlings. I just started. So once they start popping out the soil, then I will lift them up, sit them on something so they can be high, about this close to the light. And that's when I will actually turn the light on. And that's for both things. Right now, it's not necessary. Now, if you do not have grow lights, but have a good south-facing window, they get a lot of light. You can use that. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be the best thing, but if you have nothing, then you use what you have. Grow lights help a lot with your seedlings so they don't get leggy. We will talk about legginess later on. So, now that you see what I'm growing, let's get back into the video so you can find out what else I'm growing as of February for the spring. So, another first time I started today was eggplant. Now, I've never eaten eggplant, but I've seen so many dishes that you can cook with eggplant that looks great. So that is going to be one of those brand new spring vegetable that I'm going to attempt to grow. Now, the variety of eggplant that I started is the Florida Market, the Black Beauty, and the Chinese Long. I think that's what it is. Something long. And yeah, my goal is to only have one of each of them, but I planted at least 2 seeds in each one. So if each one do take, I will keep them just in case something funny happened in the garden. Okay. I started the Texas Star Hibiscus and the Dwarf Marigolds. And I purchased these off of Etsy. And the reason being is I'm not afraid to try new things, but I do want to certain things I do want to implement as a future goal that I said that I wanted to do. So it's not going to hurt me. Now, I planted 3 Texas hibiscus, and I think I put 2 seeds in each. I think a third one fell in one. It's okay. And I planted the dwarf marigolds. Now, I love marigolds because of the aesthetic. They are supposed to be good with repelling pests and mosquitoes. Let me tell you, I had marigolds in my garden. And I still got bit up by mosquitoes. But I love marigolds. Now, somebody else may have a different experience. But Texas mosquitoes, they don't bar anything. Okay? Now, that is what I have started so far as my spring. Because I already have broccoli, cauliflower, kale, my carrots, greens, spinach, bok choy, kohlrabi. Those things are already in the garden from the fall. And each one of those things are cold hardy. And they're good for fall and for spring. And can survive a Texas winter. Okay. So, I don't know what you want to start. But if you do want a spring garden, the time is now. Go ahead and check that Farmer's Almanac. Put it in that zip code and see your zone hardiness. Also see what seeds you can actually start. Do not be afraid to try to start seeds. I'm not going to tell you cannot get starts from the store. I've had good success rate. Is it a preferable thing? Not really. Will I do it? After my first experience, because at first I said, I'm never doing that. I would say, if you can't find that seed, if it's too late for you to try to get it up and ready to plant, and you go to the store and you still start, go ahead. I don't think at this point it's worse than getting it from the store or from a restaurant. Because if it's anything extra already added, you've already consumed it. So, that is what I'm starting so far for the spring. I do have other things that I do want to start, but I do not want to have 1,000 things started at the same time. Now, what's next on my list? What's next on my list that I have not started already? We're gonna go with now. I'm on a health journey myself. So it's certain things that, number one, I really don't need to be having, but due to the fact that I've been introduced to processing for as canning, my husband still have to eat, and my family, when they do come over, some things I'm going to do because number one, it's fun and I like it, and I'm not going to deprive my family because I'm on a health journey. So I'm going to show you some things I just picked up that I am going to put in the garden when it's time. So give me a second and let me gather everything up, and then I'll let you know. Okay, now that I think I got all the rest of the seeds together, we're gonna say these are the next cycle of things that I'm gonna start. Okay, so and the reason I think that it's set like this, and again, I checked my farmer's almanac, and this was suggested that I start them during this particular period. So as of February, so I've started everything that needed to be started in January. So as of February, to get ready for the spring, and I don't have them in the garden, of course, these are some of the things that I'm going to plant. And I'm going to go with what's in my hand first because I need to put it back. So it suggested starting your onions in February, around the end of February, between February, the end of February and March, the middle of March, for my zone, remember. And I've never grew these like this, period. And I've never had a success rate with them. So I'm trying it again. Okay? So I was at one of the big box stores, and they already had these out. So I'm going to attempt to do that. Now, they had theirs just sitting outside. I don't know if I could just sit these outside like they had them in their greenhouse, their little area, planting area. Okay. So I actually just put these in my refrigerator just to kind of keep them cool, because I don't know if I'm supposed to leave them out or what. Okay. So I'm going to put these to the side real quick, but I'm going to put them back in the refrigerator until I find out otherwise. Another thing that I will be starting in February. Oh, with the onions, I also bought onion bulbs. And these are the red, yellow, and white onion sets. Now, last year I attempted these, and they germinated very well inside. And at once upon a time, looked like they was doing pretty good outside. I think I had a soil issue as far as what I had my soil in, trying to grow the onions. The soil itself wasn't bad. It's what I had it in. So the soil didn't do what it needed to do because of the type of planter I had. I do not plant in ground. So if you go back and review some of my videos, you can tell just how I grow my vegetables. And I'm going to try them again. And this time, I think I have a better setup in order to be successful with both sets of onions. Okay. Another thing I'm going to start in February will be my cucumbers. So, what kind of cucumbers am I growing? These are new. I think this particular one was gifted to me. And these are the Chicago Pickling Cucumbers by Green Valley. I have the homemade cucumbers. If they're in this Ziploc like this, they came from Seeds Now. Right now, Seeds Now website is down, as well as Baker Creek, because of the high demand of seeds. So if you did not order seeds early, then you probably kind of out of luck for right now. Now, I did hear a lot of stores are starting to put their seeds out. So you may want to jump on that while you can. The dollar store, I know they have theirs out. Another variety of cucumber I'm growing is the National Pickling. Also the Tender Green Burpless. And I'm really interested in that one. Maybe I won't be burping so much. This is a new one I've never had, but I hear a lot of good things about it. It's the Lemon Cute. This is by Baker Creek here. As well as another Baker Creek is the Miniature White. Making sure I'm not leaving anything out. And one of my favorites, because it's just so cute, is the Muncher Cucumber. And this is by All American. And like I said, I personally like All American. I don't have any issues with it. I can't speak for everyone else because I don't know everyone else's situation. But they're reasonable, they're affordable, and they do well for me. Okay. So yes, those are the cucumbers that I will be starting. I hope you guys are enjoying this video on what to start for the spring. Now, again, I'm in 8B. Most likely you will be able to grow some of the same things, but at a different time due to your zone. So remember to check the Farmer's Almanac for your zone to see when it's best for you to start your stuff. So another thing that I will be starting, which I will start probably one day this week, will be tomatoes. It says 125 through the 28. What's 3 days? Hey, maybe a lot, maybe nothing, okay? So, for tomatoes, I'm going to... Now, last year I only did cherry tomatoes. So, this year, I'm going to step it up a little bit because one thing I don't want is that big nasty pest of a hornworm. So, and that's probably why I didn't really have them, because I only grew that one variety and I was done. But because I'm canning now, I do want to grow more tomatoes so I can have my own tomatoes to can. That's the only reason why I'm growing these different tomatoes. So, you do not have to. So, I'm going to try the Florida Day, the VR Moscow, the Orange Jazz, and I actually got two of the VR Moscow. I don't know if they sent them to me for free or what. The Green Striped Zebra tomato. I've never had this. The Oregon Spring. And I have the Tiny Tim that I'm already growing inside because it's small enough that I can grow it all year long inside my home. I use my grow lights, of course. So these I will be starting this week. probably the weekend, I probably would start them. Another thing I will be starting as well, not this week, but for March, I usually start my, I don't want to say I'm a cheater, but I usually start mine a lot earlier. Is my potatoes. So, I had good success the way I started mine. And the way I did do it, I started it like late January, early February, somewhere up in there. And I stuck them in my greenhouse outside, whereas it still had the heat. It created a little warmth for them in the greenhouse. I did not start them inside, but I did start them outside. So I have some red potatoes that I already have, and I have some regular russet potatoes that I already have, that I'm going to use the eyes off of them. But because I'm okay with trying a little something different, just to compare, I actually found these at the big box store, seeded potatoes. And these are the Yukon Gold. And then I also found these little fellas. And you see the price up there. And these are the red, white, and blue blend. Now, on here, what made me get these was the fact that it said, harvest vegetables when mature. Perennial vegetables should have the rootstock left in the ground to grow the next season. So, I'm not saying that they're saying this could be a perennial. I'm going to research more, but it's kind of sort of seem like that's what it's trying to say. But I will find out more, and then I will update you about this. So, once that is done, as far as the spring, my next item up for business would be, for February to start, would be my peas. And I bought some sugar snap peas. And also my green beans. And remember, these are the spring things that I'm talking about. And that would complete my spring garden. Well, of course, I'm going to do my basil and my mints, okay? Basil, I do have a variety of basil this time I'm going to grow. And I'm very excited about it. But that'll be another video. But I will be starting that pretty soon. I might actually do a video as I'm doing that one. So, now that you know what I'm starting in Zone AB for the spring, leave me some comments to let me know what have you considered growing. If you're a new gardener, if you've seen anything that you was interested in growing, and maybe we can grow them together. So, hey, it's nothing like eating your own food. And one thing that gardening has taught me, everything takes time. And it will teach you how to have patience. So, if you don't have patience, I'm not going to tell you not to grow something. You have to grow the quick stuff and find out what grows really quick. But gardening it takes time. But the best information that I can give you is that you're going to have some failures. But do not allow that to make you quit. You're only a failure if you quit. So just figure out what you did wrong. Do your research. Do not expect another gardener to do it for you. You have some that will hold your hand. But as long as they're holding your hand, you're never going to learn how to ride that bike by yourself. So until next time, happy gardening. And I am looking forward to growing this spring with you. Blessings and Love Ladies out.